Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's going to run. He's in! Touchdown! Jalen Hurts! The Eagles are just devouring the Giants. And it is A.J. Brown again! Another touchdown!
Hey, welcome back to the Linc Lineup. This is going to be episode 22. I got a couple people on mine. Deuce Staley comes to mind. Asante Samuel comes to mind. I'm running out of ideas now.
Brandon Boykin, he wasn't over 22, was he?
I thought he was 23. Oh, he's 22. He's 22.
Wow, what a pull by me, baby.
22, yeah. The king of the city for a day or a season, probably. Yeah, that's about it, I think, right now. Is there a 22 on the team right now?
Kelly Ringo.
Oh, all right.
I think Marcus Epps had it.
He did. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was 22 and CJ was 23.
I kind of miss Marcus. I won't lie to you.
Dude, apparently he sucks for the Raiders now. So
I don't miss him anymore. All right, moving on. So yeah, welcome to the Asante Samuel episode because we'll need some cornerback help this game. It's Dallas week. But before we talk about Dallas, I have a story to tell you guys. So this morning, getting ready for work, and I put my shoe on, ran out the door, and I felt like there was a rock in my shoe. And so I was like kicking around, and I was like, all right, this is definitely a rock in there. So I took off my shoe and I shook it to get the rock out. Guess what fell out? A damn spider. About this size, like this big. And
oh,
like,
God.
Shit. Luckily, I kicked its ass already with my toe. So he didn't stand a fucking chance. He's already rolled up into a ball, and
oh no,
he's already halfway dead. So.
I would have freaked out, bro.
Yeah, I would have lost my mind.
I would have went home. I would have.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I wouldn't go to work.
I was home. But I looked at it and I was like, "Damn, is that a brown recluse?" And could be. We don't know yet. I won't ever know. It's either a brown recluse or one of those like house spiders. So
like a wolf spider, maybe.
Yeah, wolf spider. Yeah.
I would have fucking cried, bro. There would have been tears coming down my face.
You guys would have heard me like scream from wherever you guys are. Like,
yeah, I was kicking the shit out of that spider, and I didn't realize it. I thought it was a damn rock, and just trying to fucking shake it loose.
The fact that it was like big enough that you felt like a rock in your shoe
just God.
freaks me out.
Yeah, it was big one, and so that's my day. And as I was driving to work, because I go to work at like 6 o'clock, so it was dark outside. And I thought to myself, what if that was like a pregnant spider? And then like,
oh, dude,
there's like a shit ton of spiders just crawling up my leg right now as I'm driving. And so luckily that didn't happen. But yeah, it was a great start to my day. Here,
that's miserable, bro. Oh my God,
it is. I think I was too tired to really like kind of, soak it all in. Otherwise, I would let it bother me a lot more. Yeah. But as I said, it's Dallas week. It's Friday. Games on Sunday. It's going to be a big one. For multiple reasons. I can't wait to talk about it. Bryce, hit us with some injury news.
So, the injury news as of today. 2 players did not practice. Bradley Roby, which is expected. Actually, not really expected because I don't know what's going on with that shoulder for them to hold him out this long. If they were going to hold him out this long, they should have just put him on IR and just rolled with it. But the other one that popped up was Boston Scott for a personal issue. Not sure what's going on. Thoughts and prayers to him. James Bradbury was limited today with a thigh injury. Grant Calcaterra, he's limited. He's out for the game. Cam Jurgens, they thought they were going to bring him back. Well, a lot of us thought he might be coming back this week, but it looks like they're going to hold on to him till after the bye week. He's out with a foot injury. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Sua Opeta, Jack Stoll, and Milton Williams all had full practice today.
So, with that news being said, there are three big major implications when it comes to playing time. So, with Boston Scott being out, my king, Mr. Penny, we playing. He'll be active. He gets his chance to finally shine. And what if he goes crazy, man? What if he goes crazy and he's a new number 1 on the team? Just like we thought it up. Side note. And then number 2, with Grant Calcaterra missing, guess who else is going to be active this week?
Fucking Albert Okwuegbunam.
That guy. I'm gonna call him Alberto because still haven't figured out how to pronounce it. I
I think that
work.
was pretty close.
I think Bryce did a good job. Yeah.
I think he did good. I will never pronounce it. I just want to call him Alberto. But then
apparently he was already active once this year, and I never knew it.
He was.
I feel like I remember. I feel like he's caught a pass.
Did
he not?
I don't think he's ever played a snap.
He had to play a snap. No. His moment in the sun was in preseason. I think the last preseason game where he had like over 100 yards receiving.
Yeah, he had a one-handed catch too, I think.
Yeah, saw that whenever we traded for him. Never heard from him.
Excited.
Yeah. Thought he'd be implemented into the offense right away, but he was not.
Dude, he's huge,
ass, I guess.
He's big. He's like he's a big ass athletic tight end. You'd think he'd be something, but we all thought the same thing about Kyrie Jackson too. So
listen, kind of. But now he's in the Giants, I think.
Oh yeah, he is, ain't he?
Yeah. But he'll get his chance to shine. Definitely thought he's going to play more whenever we got him, but
so what happens if he comes out and just has like a great game? He just balls out.
I'll be shocked. I'll be excited though, because
he goes
like
over 100 yards.
I mean, he's got to do something better than Jack Stoll and Grant Calcaterra have all year. You know, I mean,
is he a good blocker?
No.
Uh-oh.
No, he's not. But I mean, he all has to do is be a better receiver than Grant Calcaterra, and we're good. We're cooking at that point. And then last but not least, big development so far this week is Tyler Steen is taking right guard reps, and it looks like he'll be starting at right guard against the Cowboys on Sunday. Real quick, Bryce, how do you feel about that one?
Dude, I'm excited. I'm actually really excited for that. So we caught a little sample size last week of him when Sua went out for a series. I think he had a total of 6 plays that you were able to do film on or just take a look at. And man, in those 6 snaps, he looked really good. He looked like he knew what he was doing out there. So Washington kind of noticed when he came into the game, Washington immediately started running stunts towards his side, and he picked up on them all extremely well. So with a full week of practice this week, I'm pretty excited to see how he looks, because he's super athletic. I mean, obvious. He's in college. He moved from a defensive tackle at Vanderbilt, transferred to Alabama, started playing left tackle at Alabama. And now he's in the preseason. He played left tackle and right guard. So you can move him all around. He's very athletic. It's going to be interesting to see how he does against that Cowboys front.
Yep. And I asked Bryce because obviously he's a Bama fan, so he probably has a little bit more excitement than most people. I got a fun fact for you guys. Every drive that Tyler Steen has played in has resulted in a touchdown. So
numbers don't lie.
Magic happens, dude.
Don't lie. They do not lie. I'm also excited for him just because I feel like he played relatively well in preseason. Especially the
So I was listening to a podcast and they were describing like he was like the Eagles' best offensive player when it came to preseason. All preseason long, he was by far their best player.
I believe it because those preseason games that we watched, I felt like he was doing good. I think he got most of his reps at the guard anyway, so I may be wrong, but yeah, it's nice to see another rookie kind of getting some playing time. So those are like the big 3 takeaways from the injury report. So the only thing that I thought about today was like, if and when Bradley Roby comes back, do they make him the full-time starter or do they let Eli Ricks kind of figure himself out? And let me say this, I think Eli Ricks will be a stud at some point. but the Jordan Wiley hype train over Eli Ricks has got to slow down. For those of you who are listening, or maybe haven't listened past or don't know us personally, every time Jordan Wiley, our friend, says a rookie is going to be awesome or great, I'd say he's going to be ass. I said it with Devontae Smith. I didn't mean it, but I got him riled up, and that's what I do. He thinks Eli Ricks is going to be the next coming of like Darrelle Revis, maybe. If that happens, I'm happy. I'm happy. But right now, Eli Ricks is ass. And then hope your elbow feels okay, Bryce. Sorry about that.
I'll let you do.
But it'll be fun to see what happens whenever Bradley Roby comes back, because I think Eli Ricks has definitely earned some playing time. Yeah. So let's get to it. So Dallas week. How you feeling? How you guys feeling about this game going into it? What was your initial feelings? I'll start with Josh.
Yeah.
So going into this game, like, what's your mood like? Are you feeling good? You feeling bad? You worried? You nervous?
Honestly, this is probably about as good as I've felt about the Eagles this year. I know it was a bit of a downer last week, but I mean, it's funny. I mean, I said before last week I wanted to see Jalen Hurts have a big passing game, a 4-touchdown kind of game, and that's exactly what he did.
Look at it. Look at Josh, man. Look at Josh go. all that was needed was Josh to talk shit on Jalen Hurts to say he's off a quarterback, and Jalen is a great player now.
He responded.
He responded, and yeah, I got to give him props for that.
Must be a fan of the pod.
Big fan of the pod, definitely. I mean, I love that. I think I'm really looking forward to seeing Kevin Byard with our secondary. He's definitely another playmaker out there. He's playing this weekend, right?
Yeah, he played last weekend too. He's working some Kings out. He looked lost at least some plays, but it is what it is.
I think he played every defensive snap last week.
He sure did.
That's what he does.
That's crazy though.
He's a workhorse.
It's kind of wild. Like you come in on a short week, which also he had a bye week last week ahead of when he got traded. So
he gets 2 bye weeks this year.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Not bad.
Yeah,
still gets paid. Yeah, I mean, so I'm looking forward to seeing him get more comfortable and like I said, just having another playmaker back there. It's nice to have somebody who somebody besides Darius Slay who you can probably count on for at least a few picks a year. I think I was just looking the other day. I think in his career he's only had one season where he didn't have at least 4 interceptions, and he's had as many as 8. So that's pretty cool. I think it was 8.
Yeah, it was 8. It was what year was that? 2018, 2019.
Like 18 or 19. Yeah, I was gonna say 19, but
and he hates the Cowboys.
And he was the Cowboys. He was an Eagle before he knew it. So yeah, I'm optimistic. I think it's gonna be a good game. Before the season I said we're gonna win this game, and won't make any predictions right now, but I think it's gonna be a good game.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I will say I think when we did our prediction show, I think we all predicted the Eagles would be 7-1 at this point. So I think so, because I think I had us losing to like the Dolphins. I think Bryce probably did too, and somebody had us losing to the Jets. I think maybe the Commanders. I don't know, but I think we were all predicted 7-1. And if you would have told me that we would be 7-1 going into the Dallas week, I would have no complaints. But here we are still complaining because we feel like this team could be a lot better. Bryce, what are your initial feelings going into this game?
So this game, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of sat differently in my mind this week. My opinions have kind of changed on it. First of all, for one thing, I've noticed is for some reason I absolutely feel like this game is a Sunday night game when it's not.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, it's been like this all week. I thought we're playing on Sunday night, but we're not.
I thought about today.
I thought we were playing
Sunday night. Yeah,
I thought we were playing until Sunday night until just now. I didn't
For some reason, I thought all week it was Sunday night football, but it's not.
Bum ass games on Sunday night football anyway.
I think it's a shitty one. I think it's an absolute barn burner. But
we always play them on Sunday night.
The Bills and Bengals. It's not terrible.
Dude, flex them to like a Monday night. Actually, don't do that.
Monday night's the Chargers and Jets. So.
Yeah. So what they need to do is they need to flex our game from They need to do a 3-team swap here. Jets, Chargers need to go to 325. We need to go to Sunday Night Football. Bengals, Bills need to go to Monday night. I think that'd be a lot better. But anyways, kind of got mixed emotions about this game. Cowboys are coming off a absolute ass kicking of the Rams. We're coming off a tough physical game against the Commanders. So, but at the same time, I think this game is going to be one of them games where it's won in the trenches, like it usually always is against Dallas. And if it is a game that's won in trenches, I think we come out on top. We have the better offensive and defensive line in my eyes. Lane Johnson, he usually shuts down Michael Parsons pretty well. Both of our tackles do. Both of our tackles have played outstanding this year so far. So I'm very interested to see what's going to happen. Kind of curious to see what kind of offense that we're going to get on Sunday, because it seems like we always change every Sunday.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll like Bryce said, I thought it was Sunday night, and so I think I'm just like used to Cowboys Eagles Sunday night football, because I feel like it happens every year, right? I feel like there hasn't been a year where it hasn't been Sunday night football at some point. So it's weird going into this game at the late evening window, but I don't know if you saw the broadcast map. So all of the United States has the Eagles Cowboys game on their local channel, except
Oh,
for
that's cool.
the small portion of North and South Carolina because of the Carolina game, but that's on CBS. And the only other football game on Fox is the oh my god, I'm on the wrong screen. I think it was like the Raiders, right? Raiders and Giants. So like a small portion of from each area is showing that game. So the whole world is going to see Cowboys Eagles. This game is very important to the Eagles because we do have that gauntlet coming up. Even though looking at it right now, I might regret this. I might regret saying this later. It's not as bad as I originally thought whenever the season started. Because the Bills are the Bills. We don't know what you're going to get with them. The 49ers are, what are they exactly right now? Seahawks, huh?
A little shaky.
A little shaky, definitely. A lot of shaky, actually. Seahawks, they are the Seahawks. See what happens there. And then we have the Cowboys, and the Chiefs.
Would it be crazy to say that the Seahawks might be one of the better, if not the better team that we play out of that stretch so far?
I think when you factor in that we're playing in Seattle and we never won in Seattle, I think that definitely.
I don't know if you've watched much Seattle games lately, but they look good. I mean, their offense is clicking, and their offensive line is actually keeping Geno upright.
Yeah, and Geno's not playing that great this year either.
No.
So if he can figure it out, they could be a very dangerous team going forward.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, we have this gauntlet coming up. So like if we win, we have like a 2-3 game cushion on Dallas, and then we don't need to win as many games during the stretch of difficult games. Whereas if we lose this game, next week Cowboys play the Giants while we're on a bye. They'll pass us because I don't see the Cowboys losing the Giants. Then they play the Panthers, then the Commanders. That's fun for them, I guess. So it's an important game. I'm nervous. I feel like I'm about to suit up on Sunday and play because I'm gonna have like the pregame jitters. And this is one of those games that if we do lose, it'll ruin my week. It'll probably, and then here's the best part: we don't get to bounce back the next week. We gotta wait till the next Monday.
So it just gotta sit
against the Chiefs, and then I'll be mad because, of course, as we talked about during the whole broadcast, Chiefs beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl, and I can't deal with that. I don't want to face that fact anymore. I want it to be gone. I wish it never happened, but here we are. But the biggest matchup for this game, and it seems like it's been a common trend for the past couple matchups, is CeeDee Lamb versus whoever we have in the slot. And so Last week it was a combination of Sidney Brown and Eli Ricks. Who will have the majority of the snaps there, and how will they fare against one of the better receivers in the NFL? I don't know. It makes me nervous, especially with how he played last week. And then, of course, we have the edge when it comes to like the trenches on both sides. But Dak seems to be getting the ball out faster than ever. And of course, we saw what happens whenever the quarterback gets the ball out fast with, Sam Howell and what he did. So this game has shootout written all over it. I pray to God it's not a shootout. I pray to God it's a blowout. And the Eagles can comfortably go into the bye 8-1. But we'll see what happens. Bryce, do you have a big matchup you're looking forward to, or maybe a matchup that's making you nervous besides the easy one that I just picked?
So this one, it's kind of sat on my mind literally all year, and even all last offseason. Jalen Carter versus Zach Martin. Dude, I don't know why. When you draft like a rookie like that with that much pedigree and has played as well as he has this year, you want nothing more than him to play against the absolute best of the best, and it'd be like a measuring stick on where he's at. And what better than you could play against than Zach Martin? So that's the one that I'm looking at. To me, it's going to be really intriguing. That whole defensive line as a whole up against the Dallas offensive line. I wouldn't say Dallas' offensive line has taken a step back from years prior, but they're definitely. I mean, Tyron Smith has gotten older. They got what's the other one? Tyler Smith.
Well, I think isn't Tyron out, or is he was hurt, right?
But anyways, just that offensive line as a whole. Dallas's offensive line always seems to play well year in and year out, but they're not the same offensive line that they've had in previous years when they had Travis Frederick and Zach Martin and all them guys. So I think we still have the best defensive line in football. I don't care what anybody says. I don't give a shit that the 49ers just traded for Chase Young. Who cares?
Who cares?
That guy's a bust. But that's the matchup to me. And to see how we can kind of control the run game when they try to lean on Tony Pollard's way. See how all that's going to go. What about you, Josh? What do you think?
It's a tough call. Who did you say again, Chase?
Change it up. CeeDee Lamb versus whoever we throw in at the slot.
Because I want to see if AJ Brown can keep up his streak of monster games.
He will. Spoiler.
I assume he will. I think they'll probably put Gilmore on him.
If they put Gilmore on him, it's going to be a bad day for the Cowboys.
Even if they put
Bland who else are they going to put on?
I think he will tear up, or AJ will tear up him as well. No matter what.
I'll give more credit to DaRon Bland. He's played well this year for what he's had to step in and play. But when you go against AJ and kind of the tear that he's on, that's a completely different animal.
Yeah, honestly, I hope they put Gilmore on Brown because I'd rather see Devontae go against Bland than Devontae go against Gilmore. But either way, I think neither of them can guard AJ. I think AJ is going to keep up his streak of monster games. Who knows how long it's going to go for? But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they try to do against him and how much they commit to him. Because you can only commit so much. We got weapons all over the place. So.
Yep, and that's the Eagles' big advantage is because you can commit a lot of resources to one player, but the other players are not scrubs. A lot of teams can't say that. So we do have elite talent everywhere. And maybe I'm being a homer when I say that, but I think Devontae's elite. I think Dallas Goedert's elite. I think DeAndre Swift's elite. And then, of course, our Lord and Savior, Jalen Hurts, is elite as well.
I low-key wish we were going to this game now more that we talk about
it. I'm okay with my 49ers pick. I really am. I think that one will be a very fun one. And I can't wait to talk about that one whenever that game comes up. And real quick, sidetrack. It's crazy to me. I know I said it like 2 weeks ago. It's crazy to me how fast we are moving along in this NFL season. It is already November.
Yeah.
This is like almost a nitty gritty football time because these matchups are important now. The first couple games are important, but this November we start seeing the playoff scenarios and how they work out. So I just can't believe we're flying by.
This game's the halfway point of the season.
Yep, it makes me sad
Game 9.
because I remember how I felt whenever football wasn't on, and I don't want to go back to it. But
got to go back to it every year. But
at some point, maybe we can start watching the XFL together and covering a team. No, that's not going to happen. But
I got my season tickets.
Oh yeah, I forgot you do. But Tyron Smith had a stinger. He didn't participate in Wednesday or Thursday, and he's limited on Friday. He's listed as questionable. His backup, Chuma Idoga, that's not how you pronounce the name. He's also limited. So he's questionable going into the game. So, who knows how that'll affect them. But I mean, honestly, there's not much else I want to get into. I'm excited about this game. Dallas week is always fun. It's fun. It's exciting. It is kind of nerve wracking because you know how much flack you get from Cowboys fans if your team loses, and then you know that you can give it if the Eagles do pull it off. I'm excited for Dak versus Jalen because I think we've only seen it once or twice. I can't remember. I know the one game was whenever he threw the ball to Deshaun Jackson, and we never saw Deshaun Jackson ever again. And I can't remember the other one, but I heard somebody talk about it today. So it's exciting because I feel like the Eagles fans and Cowboys fans deserve this matchup, even though Jalen is hurt. If we do lose, I will not use Jalen's knee as an excuse unless somehow, some way he gets tackled from behind. At that point, like, well, he was hurt, he was, and but I'm not going to use that excuse. I've already seen the excuses from each fan base saying, well, if we lose this, and this, I don't have any excuses. If we lose, we lost. If we win, I'm going to let you know about it. And we'll be sitting pretty. We'll be sitting pretty going into the last half of the season, especially with that Cardinals Giants stretch right there. Looking forward to that shit. That shit is smooth sailing. Should be smooth sailing. Especially after the Seahawks game. So, it's fun. I'm excited to talk about these next couple of games, just because it is a tough stretch, but like you get to see what the Eagles are made of, what they're capable of. If you look at last week, you're probably discouraged because at no point should we ever be trailing the Commanders 14-3. I remember sitting there thinking about how I'm gonna have to punch every Commanders fan in the mouth that comes up to me as I walk out of that stadium, and then of course, like I said, Jalen Hurts did his thing.
I'm excited. We're actually getting some very competitive games to watch.
Yeah.
I feel like some of our games that we've watched, like going into it, the mindset we were like, we should blow this fucking team out. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't be close. But now that we actually got some competitive games coming up, it ups the ante and raises the stakes a little bit. So I think it's better for football in general.
It is. Especially coming off of last year where we just whooped everybody's ass. It's nice to see the Eagles face some adversity and facing some superior talent. I don't think superior is the right word because that would imply they're better than us, but elite talent, I guess. I don't want to call the Cowboys elite, but it is what it is. They're a
Let's
solid
be real.
team.
They're an elite football team.
But I'm glad you brought that up because I'm about to rain on their parade. So if you look at the Cowboys, their wins and their losses, let's talk about who they've won and lost to. So we'll start the first game of the year. Beat the Giants 40-0. Yes, 40-0. That's crazy. That shouldn't happen in the NFL, but it did. Giants are ass. They beat the Jets without Aaron Rodgers. Of course, we didn't do it, but that was that was Zach Wilson's first week. We faced him 5 weeks later. He whooped our ass. It happens. Actually, we lost that game. We lost that game.
They didn't beat our ass.
Jalen Hurts lost that game for us.
We had 4 turnovers and they won by less than, well, I can't remember the actual score. They didn't win by double digits. I know. So
no, by 4.
Who?
The Jets.
Over the Oh,
over
yes.
us.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
2016, I think, right?
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the Cowboys. The Cowboys beat them by 20, so I don't know what game you're talking about. But then they lost to the Cardinals. That should never happen.
Ever.
Then they beat the Patriots 38-3. Patriots are boo-boo ass cheeks. I know we didn't beat them by, however many points. It happens or whatever. Then they got their ass stomped by the 49ers in primetime. Then they barely beat the Chargers, who I think are kind of ass. And they,
Which
of course,
very surprises me with that team too. That team's got all the talent in the world. That I don't know what the problem is over there.
their quarterback. That's the problem.
What?
Justin Herbert's ass. He's a social media quarterback. And then they beat the Rams, as you saw. So they beat bad teams. They beat them bad, except for the Cardinals, motherfuckers. They beat bad teams. But when they play good teams, I feel like they struggle. And I think we can all agree we're a good team. Therefore, that equation should equal they should struggle. But of course, last week we said, hey, the Eagles D-line is 10 times greater than Washington's O-line. So we should get many sacks. Not snacks. Sorry. I'm hungry. But we should have a lot of sacks. But guess what? We only had one. Technically two if you want to count the intentional grounding. I want to count that, but so NFL is a week-to-week league. We don't know what we're going to expect with the Cowboys, but we do know the Eagles will be consistent and they'll always be in the game. So that being said, does anybody have any final word before we make our predictions?
Well, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to turn out to be a really good one. I feel like it's going to be one of them Dallas Eagles games about like last year, the second game where it's a really good one. Except this time we have Jalen Hurts under quarterback, under center, and instead of Gardner Minshew. No hate to Gardner, because Gardner, I wish I had you as a backup quarterback right now, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. But yeah, just to remind you, it is not Sunday night football. It is Sunday afternoon football on Fox.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get into our predictions. I'll have Josh start this time. I feel like I've actually made him start the past couple of times. Josh, what is your prediction, and give me a stat line from any player that you want to recognize?
Ooh, I like that second part. My prediction, I actually looked back and in the preseason predictions, I actually said that this was going to be a loss for us.
Oh, boo!
But
we can't afford it.
I don't think it will be.
Boo this man.
I think we're going to win. I don't know. I'm going to say 35-31. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be back and forth.
That's not fun. That's not a fun game for us.
It's only fun if we win, but
I'll swap my ass off.
I think it'll be 35-31. I think AJ Brown's going to have. Actually, no. I think Devontae Smith is going to have 8 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown.
Oh yeah. I thought you were going to say AJ Brown, 2 catches, 198.
God.
2 touchdowns.
I'll take it.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. All right, Bryce. What do you got?
I got 28-17 Birds. It's not as close as I think it's going to be. I think the game itself is going to seem like an ass whooping more than the final score is, if that makes sense. So my stat predictions, I'm a defensive guy. Defensive line gets 4 sacks. Defensive line as a whole gets 4 sacks. Jalen Carter has 2 of them.
All right. There we go.
Like that.
That'd be good. My prediction is going to be 31-24. Birds win this one. Spoiler alert, unless something drastic changes, we are going to lose to the Cowboys in Dallas. Unless something drastic changes. We always split. Probably going to happen. That's my prediction. And hold me to it. Hold me to it, because we've been picking the Eagles winning every game here. Hold me to it. But stat.
You say that, and I understand why you're saying that because I can just picture it in my head. It's going to roll around Dallas week, and we actually play in Dallas. Chase is like, "Fuck that, we're going to win, dude."
Hold me to it. Hold me to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, well, we might lose this one. You guys are gonna shit on me for saying
Yeah.
it.
I'm definitely in the moment type of person. I always will be. I let my emotions kind of run its course through me. Whatever. Therapy taught me that. 31-24, Eagles. Stat line. It's nothing crazy. Eli Ricks win interception. That's my stat line. Shout out to you, Jordan. I know you listened to the last one. Listen to this one. You might like me. But we'll end this podcast with a final question. I know at the beginning of the year when the Kelly Greens got announced, we gave our power rankings of jerseys to buy. Now we've seen the Kelly Greens, we've seen the players perform. Who is your 1, 2, and 3? I'll go first. In no particular order. I think it's AJ Brown, Jalen Carter, and Jalen Hurts. With this one's a homer pick. The fourth one, I'll throw it in there. Josh Sweat. That's just me. Bryce, what do you got?
So I'm gonna flip flop your 1 and 2. 1 is Jalen Carter. 2 is AJ Brown, and my third, it's actually gonna be kind of a little off the charts here, but Jordan Davis.
Oh, boo! That's fucking
What? What do you mean?
Over
Hell.
Jalen Hurts? Over Hassan Reddick? Over
Hassan might not be here.
He will
Say that.
You think he's going to retire in Eagle? I don't know. He's talking.
maybe.
I mean, I'm thinking of guys I'm thinking of the long term.
Long haul, yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't pick Jalen Hurts? You crazy bastard.
Okay, we'll slide Jalen Hurts into 3, and we'll bump Jordan Davis down to 4.
No, you don't have to. It's your show. It's your show. You pick.
Hey, underrated one, the Mayo Missile.
Oh, hell yeah.
Reed Blankenship.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. He crossed my mind a couple times last time. All right, Josh, what about you?
Okay, it's number 1, Kevin Byard. No, actually, I had the same top 3 as you, Chase. In order, I was gonna say AJ Brown, Jalen Carter, Jalen Hurts. Coming into the year, I don't remember what I had. I'm pretty sure I had Jalen Hurts number 1.
Yeah, because the franchise
Probably.
quarterback, and then I know Jason Kelsey was somewhere in there.
Kelsey was definitely in there somewhere.
And
I think
Jalen Carter was up there.
He's like an honorable mention.
He was probably in there.
DeAndre Swift.
I know somebody said Goddard. It might have been me. Somewhere in there.
He's cool. He's cool. I'm not buying the jersey, but he's cool.
Dude, there's a lot of people that have Dallas Goddard jerseys that I've noticed. There's a lot of people.
I mean, he's a top 5 tight end, but man, I couldn't wear that jersey. Because I could go to the game and he might have fucking 2 catches for 10 yards. I'm like, hell yeah. I got the fucking jersey. Go Dallas. I love him. I love him to death. I love you to death, Dallas. I think you're there. I think you're there. I want you to get the ball more. The reason why I asked that is because when we go to Philly, I am going to buy me Kelly Green. I told myself I wouldn't do it. I fell in love with them. I'm going to do it.
I'm probably going to buy 2 of them.
I'm not doing at least 1. Yeah.
I'm not doing that. But I buy 1 for sure. My cheap ass is flying Frontier. I can only pack so much, so so I can't pack 2. So that's why I'm packing 1 back home. But I'm gonna buy 1, and I thought to myself, who am I going to get? And right now it's AJ Brown. But I feel like it's the popular opinion. I kind of want to be a little different, so I'm like Jalen Carter. But I feel like that's a popular pick. Of course, Jalen Hurts is a fucking popular pick. So why would I pick him? So I'll end up buying fucking Bradley Roby, I guess. I'll go the customizable one.
See, the Jordan Davis one is kind of it's unique.
It's unique.
Yeah.
It is unique. I could also get a Kobe Dean, or after all the shit I talked about him in the preseason, give me a Nicholas Morrow jersey. Fucking give it to me. But
you could go one of the corners, but at what point they're not going to be here much longer. I feel like
I cannot invest in a 30-plus-year-old cornerback. So
I'll just get a Maddox jersey. You'll go to as many games a year as he does.
Exactly. I mean, I am this year. He played 2 games. I'm at 3. Let's go. Yeah, fucking pick me up, Nick. I will say I don't know if I mentioned this in the last spot. Speaking of Nick, Nick's funny, man. Because he after the game or as the clock was winding down, he looked back to where we were and pointed at the Commanders fan and fucking told him, "Their exit's that way," and waved at him. He's like, "That way." He's like, "Bye." I was like, "Hell yeah, dude."
He's such a shit talker, dude.
If he was not my coach, I would want to kill him. I swear, I could not take it. I think he will go down as the best coach the Eagles ever had.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like he will win one. And I love Doug, but man, Nick is like the perfect fit for Philadelphia. He is the perfect fit. Man.
He is.
And I love him.
I think back to the Dolphins game and the clip that I sent y'all maybe in the group chat. He said, I forgot what reporter was walking next to him in the tunnel, but he was like, is that pretty enough for you, Bob? Fuck yeah.
He's awesome. I feel like he's just a fan, even though he might not have been a fan of the Eagles before, but he's a fan of his players and his team and the city. And
he's the definition of a player's coach.
He definitely is. And the fans love him. I love him. I love that every other fan base fucking hates him. Makes me
Everybody calls him so corny. Like they say he's corny and just like a clown, dude. It's so funny.
That is hilarious. Because wasn't it like last year against like the Giants where he's like fucking shaking his head in the camera? People hated that shit.
Dude, I loved it. It was awesome, dude.
Love it. And then
I loved watching it on TV.
And then seeing him cry whenever the damn anthem came on. I love it. Love that passion,
shit. Dude. Yeah. Well, how about after the Colts game when he stood up on the bleachers and was like, "That shit's for Frank Reich."
That one didn't hit home for me. I was like, that one's a little corny, but it's okay. But it is what it is. But that's the show. Definitely had a good time talking about this, and hopefully when we come back together, have an even better time talking about how we fucked up those Cowboys and sent them packing back to not Dallas but Arlington. They don't play in Dallas. They're frauds. However, the stadium's beautiful. Love that stadium. Hate to have to say it, but love it. It's a nice stadium.
I can't say nothing. I said that they're all white helmets were nice, and I actually liked them.
Yeah,
I don't know who you guys are.
Well, let's see. All right. We'll win the pod. If you listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the other cool ones, leave a review. That helps us get the word out. The birds are out. And then if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, share, subscribe. Say hi. We'll say hi back. It'll be me. Spoiler, it's me. And then follow us on all socials at the Linc Lineup. I am going to post a TikTok. I have one ready. Post one. I haven't posted one since September. We're back. But until next time, thank you for listening. And as always, go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.